today I thought I would just kind of sit down for a few minutes because I haven't posted anything here on my channel for about 2 weeks, and I wanted to just give you a little update as to what has been going on with our family because frankly it hasn't been a great 2 weeks. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Michelle and this is A Common Life. I am the mom of 5 kids and we homeschool and we just love being together. We spend a lot of time together as a family, and this last year has been, frankly, the last year and a half has been pretty hard for us. We've just had a couple of really difficult things go on, and I've shared about some of these already, so I'm not going to go over them again. But the thing that has been going on this year is that my son Gregory has been very, very sick. And so I did share a video about what has been going on, but not since we have seen the liver specialist. So if you watch that previous video, I will link to it up above. Gregory was diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease, and then his liver enzymes were just really high, and lots of other things were kind of off with his blood work, and they just really weren't sure what was going on. So they sent him for an MRI, an MRE, and that showed that his liver and some of the ducts in his liver were, what did they say? They call them prominent, I think. And so at that point, the doctor his gastroenterologist wanted him to have a liver biopsy. So in the area, we are not too far from Duke Children's Hospital, which is number 3 in the nation for liver transplants and for liver specialists and all of that. So we're in a good place as far as this is concerned. So our gastroenterologist had us sent to Duke Children's Hospital where they did the biopsy of his liver. And it took way too long because there was some type of miscommunication between the GI doctor and the liver doctor and whatever, but something happened. There was a miscommunication and no one gave us the results. And no one set up an appointment for us to go and see the liver specialist. So that was really, really frustrating. It was really stressful. People just kept messaging me and texting me and calling me and emailing me and asking me what was going on with Gregory. And I had no answers for anybody because I had no clue what was going on because nobody was communicating with me. So that was frustrating. But then, as soon as we heard from them, we had an appointment within about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks from that point. And the liver specialist was able to talk to us on the phone and kind of tell us what was going on, that from the biopsies, they were able to tell that he doesn't have 1, but 2 liver diseases. He has autoimmune hepatitis, or AIH, and primary sclerosing cholangitis, which is PSC. Both are autoimmune diseases. Both have no cure. Both are chronic, lifelong diseases. And you're adding that already to the inflammatory bowel disease that he already has. So we're talking about 3 chronic, autoimmune, non-curable diseases that our 9-year-old has. So obviously this was heartbreaking. It was just heartbreaking. I don't have another word for it. It was just really crappy, frankly. It was just not good news. Not good news at all. And so before I jump ahead to what the liver specialist said, I will add in another little detail of what happened that day. So obviously the day that you find out that your child has 2 liver diseases is not a good day to begin with. While I was on the phone with the liver specialist, I tripped and fell and had to go to the emergency room because I thought I had broken my arm, but I got a crush injury as I was falling because I fell backward. There was something on the floor and I tripped on it. I tried to catch myself by grabbing onto a chair, but I managed to slide my arm in between the seat of the chair and the back of the chair. There's like a slat. And I got my arm stuck in there and I had to pull it back out, and I had dents on both sides of my arm, which looked really freaky. It looked like my arm was made of Play-Doh. It was creepy. And so I thought it was broken because it was so painful, and I started sweating and shaking, and it was really scary. But I held it together and just waited until my husband got home. He was on his way home. He was almost there. I just stayed on the floor. I also really badly injured my leg. That actually hurt worse than my arm. I just smashed it on this is a long story. We had furniture delivered, but it didn't have the hardware. And so the top of the table was upside down on the floor with the place that you would connect the legs to, which comes up. like sticking up, obviously, if the top, top is facing the opposite direction. So that's what I landed my thigh on. And I really, really, really badly hurt it. And that is still healing even now. It has just been ridiculous. I can insert a photo of my bruise and you can see just how bad my bruise actually was. So anyway, so that happened as I was on the phone with the liver specialist. And my husband came home and he took me to the emergency room, and it turned out I had a crush injury on my arm. You can see, I hear Eric. Eric, come on over here. Come here. I'm trying to do a video, bud.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. Come here. Come here. You want to come say hi to our friends? You're going to be too shy? Okay. Well, he's going to apparently hide behind me. So anyway, I was trying to show you. I still have some marks and bruises. I don't know. Oh, you can see that one. It was bad. It was really bad. So that happened the same evening that we found out about Gregory's liver diseases. So yeah, it was a bad week. It was a really bad week. It was just really rough. And then I had to keep my arm elevated above my heart for 3 days, and my leg really, really hurt. So I had to like ice everything, and I just was a mess. So, yeah, that wasn't fun. And then that Friday, my husband left for Spain for a week, and so he wasn't here. And so my parents, they just left. They came here and came and stayed with us for about a week. And my mom wanted to be here so that I didn't have to be alone for Gregory's appointment, since my husband was going to be in Spain. And so, hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to make Eric leave because he was going under the bed all the way to the other side of the room and just being noisy. So anyway, yeah, so my parents came out here, and that way they could be here for his appointment. So that was really nice to have them here. Really, really helpful, because our dishwasher also died that week, and my dad helped me find a new one. And then the guy came to install it at the same exact time that we were at the appointment at Duke Children's Hospital. So it just worked out great. It just worked out perfectly. They were just such a huge help. And they're just fun to hang out with too. So it was just really nice to have them here. So, so Friday we went to Duke Children's Hospital to see the liver specialist there. And that was basically just to kind of give us all of the information, and treatment options, and just, kind of check him out, wait, touch like his stomach and all that kind of stuff, just see how he's doing, and pain levels and all those kind of things. I guess touch is not the right word, examine his abdomen. Anyway, yeah. So she did all that, and then we had blood work done, and so as far as the primary sclerosing cholangitis, the PSC, there is no cure for that disease. There is no cure besides a liver transplant, and even that isn't a 100% cure. And obviously there's risks with liver transplants. Of all the transplants, it's probably the best one, but still, it's a transplant. It's not ideal. So, but there's no treatment for that. There's just none. So, as far as the PSC is concerned, he just needs to eat healthy, drink a lot of water, take care of his liver, treat it the best he can. And that's about it. Then as far as the autoimmune hepatitis, which is AIH, that one, there is no cure, but there are treatments, which are steroids and immunosuppressants. So she did blood work to see if possibly he could not have to have the steroids. If his levels are not too high, they will not do steroids. They will just do the immunosuppressants, and he will stay on that for the foreseeable future, forever. I mean, until there's a different medicine, or something better, something different that would work well for him, whatever it may be. That is kind of one of those like indefinite things. We'll just kind of see how he does. They keep tracking his levels and all of that. But she said, the liver specialist said, we will only see her at the most twice a year, obviously unless something were to go wrong. But he has a mild case of both of these conditions. So as of right now, he should be okay. He can just kind of live his life normally, just kind of eat a little bit differently and drink more water and things like that. So so she did the blood work to see if he can take this medicine called 6-MP, which is actually a chemotherapy medicine, but they give it in like very, very low doses for people with autoimmune disorders. And it can be used for Crohn's disease, which is the inflammatory bowel disease that he has is Crohn's disease. And so, so hopefully he can possibly just take that medicine and not need to do a different medication or therapy or treatment or whatever for the inflammatory bowel disease, the IBD. But we don't know at this time. It's going to depend on that blood work. And then obviously she then has to go and speak with his gastroenterologist, and they have to decide what is the best option in his situation, because every situation is different. So, We do not have an appointment with his GI doctor until about a little bit less than 2 weeks from now. And so obviously at that point, like, we'll have all the blood work back and everything will be figured out. So I'm assuming we'll have like some kind of treatment plan at that point for him. So yeah, he is already taking medicine for the IBD to help with the inflammation, but they didn't want to give him a steroid until they knew how his liver was doing. So that's kind of where we are in that situation. But I mean, obviously none of this is good. None of this is good. Like, you don't want your child to have 3 chronic incurable diseases at 9 years old. So it has just been a lot to deal with. It has been a lot to process. But after meeting with the doctor, I do honestly feel a little bit better knowing that he has a mild case. But I mean, he still doesn't feel great, and he still has abdominal pain, and he gets headaches, and he throws up sometimes. And yeah, he's just so pale right now. I don't know what that's about. Maybe the blood work will tell us. Maybe he's anemic. I don't know, but he's really pale. And he's not feeling great today at all. So my husband got back from Spain last night, so we all went out to breakfast, and he just didn't even want to eat breakfast. And then he just came home and he just wanted to lay down. And he got a barf bowl to be with him because he felt like he was going to throw up. So, I mean, you don't want your kid to feel like that. That's not fun. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I'm sure you all know if you're a parent or if you love anybody in your life, I mean, you don't want them to have this. This is just, I don't know. It's just not good. So anyway, but thankfully he's okay. He is okay. Right now he is doing okay. But obviously we got to see all the IBD stuff still as well and see how that plays into all of this. Because it's not like that was just it. Like, there's still all of the inflammatory bowel disease stuff to deal with, which we haven't really yet. So, yeah, that's the update on Gregory. Otherwise everyone's doing pretty much okay. John went to a soccer camp this past week and loved it so much. He had such a good time. And David and John are doing swim team, and they're doing really, really well. David, he got the fastest. He wasn't, okay, so I don't know if you know how swim team works, but in the meets, the only it's called a heat, but like race that they swim that qualifies for points or ribbons or things like that is the first one. And so for butterfly, David swam in the second heat. But out of all of the kids on our team, he actually had the fastest score for butterfly. So they probably should have swam him in the first heat, but it was the first meet, so they didn't know. So he did really, really great. Sorry, I keep fiddling because my leg is hurting me. I can't sit still. My leg is just aching. So I'm gonna have to finish this video here in a second. And then John, it was his very first race or first meet, and he didn't swim in everything. He only swam in 3 out of 6 of the races. He got first place. He wasn't in like the qualifying heat, like I was explaining. That first heat, he was in like way down, like 3rd, 4th. I mean, it's his first year. He's still learning, but he won by far. Like, when he swam freestyle, he was literally half of a pool length ahead of everybody behind him. But he can't swim the stroke properly yet, and so you can't be in the qualifying heat if you swim it wrong, because then you get disqualified. But he literally was half of a pool length ahead of everybody. He's like swimming freestyle, and then he would like doggy paddle for a second, and then he'd swim freestyle and doggy paddle for a second. It was like, oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing ever. But he got 2 ribbons because of it. So that was really, really fun. And then they both were in the freestyle relay at the end, and I think they both got 4th place in that. So that was fun. That was really fun. Swim meets are funny because they're like super boring for almost the entire time you're there. But then when they're not, they're like really exciting and really, really fun. So it's just kind of weird. It would have been much nicer to have 4 or 5 kids doing the swim meets, because it would keep me busy and I'd have more to see. But I only have 2 kids, and it's just slightly boring a lot of the time. But it's been really fun to watch them swim and see them improve and all of that. And Grace's broken arm is healing, but she still has to keep a brace on it for about another week from now. Excuse me. So, yeah. So she's doing better, but it's been a long time. I mean, it's already been, what, 5 weeks? Is that right? So it'll be like 6.5 weeks? I don't know. I've lost track of time, but it's a while that she's had to have a cast or a brace on her arm. So, but yeah, I think, yeah, everyone is doing well. We're good. My husband's traveling a bunch the next several months. So that's sad because we miss him when he's gone. We all do. Oh my goodness. Cooper, our dog, was crazy when Nathaniel got home yesterday. It was so cute. He was so excited to see him. It was really, really, really cute. So yeah, even the dog misses him. But anyway, but we're doing okay. Doing okay, plugging along. We took kind of a little break from homeschool. We did like a week of summer homeschool, maybe a little bit more than that, and then have stopped again. So we need to get back on track for that. And we are going to be starting the next grade level for teaching textbooks this month. So that's really cool. That's great. The kids love teaching textbooks. And really, honestly, I did a video all about our summer homeschool. I will link to it up above if you want to go ahead and check that out. I don't really want to talk about that now. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm probably getting pretty boring here. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Oh, if you want to keep up to date with Gregory and everything that's going on with him, I have created a like blog section of my website. It is just acommon.life. Acommon.life is the website, and the blog just shows up on that main page if you kind of scroll down a little bit. So it has like my YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, maybe? On the, what does it have? How do I not know this? Well, anyway, and then right below that is where the blog starts. And so you can actually subscribe and you'll get like notifications every time I post a new blog post on there. I'm only planning on posting, I think, maybe once a week, at the most twice a week, but maybe not even every week, just because this is a chronic illness that's going to be going on for the rest of his life. So I won't always have something to talk about. But if you want to follow there, feel free to go ahead and do that. You can sign up or just follow, follow A Common Life. And Instagram is where I post very, very regularly. So I know I haven't been as great at posting here on my YouTube channel. It's just because life has been really hard recently. I'm going to try to get back on track with that. But if you would like to see more like up-to-date current things going on in our life, our homeschool with our kids, with me, all of that, that's Instagram. Go over there and check out Instagram. Follow me over there. And yeah, I think, yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, if you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do that right now. And yeah, that's it. So have a great day.